Let's get this show rolling. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is TK and
I'm Louie,
Comic Insider.
we're coming to
bring a little bit of season finales shows for you. We got the Legends of Tomorrow TV show, the season finale that we're going to be talking about.
and The Flash.
Yep. Also, episode 18 of The Flash with the Thinker. So a little bit of a shout out in there. They got it's directed. This episode of The Flash was directed by Kevin Smith. So you got a little clip of Jane, Silent Bob in there. Check it out on the CW network.
Alright, well, with that said, I guess we'll get started. For those of you that haven't already, make sure you like us on Facebook. I'm at Comic Insider. You can also find us on Twitch as well.
And YouTube. This is actually going to be our first YouTube episode, so
this is going to
be all joy.
The first of many, hopefully. What we want to talk about today is the Legends of Tomorrow first. I don't know if you guys watched it or not, but they did something that basically brought childhood memories back for a lot of us. Maybe not
back
some
from the 90s.
Yeah, maybe not some for like the newer class of people, but
if you're from the 80s and 90s, you're going to appreciate the shout out.
Yeah.
We're going all the way back to a pre-Furby shout out. I mean, you guys have been seeing, for those of you who've been watching season 3, they brought up through the first few episodes and shout out here and there to the Bebo dolls from the 90s.
Bebo.
Yeah, straight up the Bebo.
I don't know about you guys, but this little freaking thing creeps me out. It's
creepier than Chucky.
It's basically a childhood terror.
It is, man.
Anyways, so basically what they did is they brought back Bebo for us, and instead of bringing him back as a loving child's toy, they basically turned him into a combat weapon.
Yeah, so you've seen the totems if you've been watching the season 3 of Legends of Tomorrow getting gathered throughout the episodes. I mean, we had that episode that had Elvis Presley as his first guitar gig with the Death Totem. That was sick. You've had the Earth Totem, the Water Totem, you know, of course, Amaya's Totem, which is the Spirit Totem, you know.
Which she's had since forever.
Yeah, yeah, so they're having to put all these totems together because, you know, all the troubles that Damien Dark and the Darks have been creating, but Dark even has to team up with the Legends, so that's
you gotta
that
admit though,
a little bit odd.
League of Legends has a really good foreshadowing.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Whatever, Legends of Tomorrow, League of Legends, my brain's mushing. Anyways, Legends of Tomorrow.
We're operating off
they've
very
been
few
doing
hours of sleep.
They've been doing some really good foreshadowing as far as like Amaya's totem necklace, and bringing back characters from earlier episodes into.
Also, her granddaughter Kawasa with the Water Stone.
Yeah.
That was actually great to see on this episode. I mean, if you saw a couple episodes back, Kawasa, she had the water, totem ripped from her, and everybody thought she died. So she came back in this episode, which was pretty cool.
Dun, dun, dun.
As not a villain. It's a great thing with the Legends of Tomorrow.
Waterstone, all these totems come together in this final Fury death match, I guess.
And last minute, of course, Steel starts thinking of Bebo, and
which basically this reminds me of like, you remember Power Rangers, how they had like their power stones or whatnot, and they'd get all together.
Or Voltron.
Voltron.
That kind of reminds me of Voltron.
Like the Megazords and
Steel
shit.
even brings out Voltron as a shout out in this episode, but
anyways, here's the
it reminds me more of Ghostbusters actually.
Well,
you think about it,
yeah.
How they turn into Bebo. It's kind of like
choose your destroyer.
I thought the least threatening thing ever, the Stay Puft Marshmallow.
I just thought of. I mean, how dangerous could it be, right? All right, check it out. Here we go. So this is the Bebo fight. We're gonna back it up just a hair, and here we go.
Oh yeah, full screen match. Volume's right there. Enjoy.
Not even the sick can stop me now.
Bebo wanted to kick some ass. Oh, right there. He's about to body slam the shit out of Alex. You even got Jonah Hex right there fighting along with him.
So, what you just saw there was what I like to think of as kind of like a WWE just body slam to extinction, basically.
Yeah.
But as you can see, they brought back Bebo and they made him badass instead of creepy. Which, I mean, for me it's creepy anyways because now he's like 30 feet tall.
Like 35.
Instead of like, you know, a little
Close
3
the house.
foot, not even 3 foot, like, however.
Oh no, those
yeah,
things
like,
were the size of Furbies. They were creepy. Those were the pre-Furbies, the original possessed toy you'd buy for your kid.
So basically, that's what that thing was. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, I felt like the ending fight there was a little bit underwhelming. We didn't show the whole fight, you know, copyright and whatnot, but basically, I felt like for an ending like that, they should have made it more. And I mean, I did notice the little Matrix shout out and whatnot.
Wow.
That little posing and I mean, that was basically a shout out to the Morpheus fighting Neo scene in the Matrix, basically. It's like, I know Kung Fu, like, now we got this Kung Fu Bebo.
It's more like Kung Fu Panda.
Like, basically, I mean, yeah.
No, but that was a trip. I mean, to see the legends morph into that, because right before they're just like, oh no, I'm thinking of Bebo. Oh shit, now I can't stop thinking about it. And that's how they morphed into the Bebo.
So,
But
essentially, though, like, these,
whooped Malice.
they're the ones that let this dude out, though. So I mean, they had to fucking figure out a way to do it, and these totems obviously was the way to go. My question is as far as the directors go, or you know, whatever.
Oh, dude,
I'd
I
like
think they're owning it on this. Compared to the DCEU, I mean, come on.
No, I'm completely for, like, okay, so I haven't watched a whole lot of Legends, but I've watched almost every episode of The Flash, except for this season, because I've been working a lot with my video game channel, which, shout out to Vibe Gaming.
Yeah, if you're on Twitch, check it out.
But with that being said, though, I feel like I connect more to Flash than I do the Legends, because I don't know, I feel like they messed up using Superman, the guy that played Superman, as, you know, the guy that's in this weird suit. And that's just how I feel about it, you know what I'm saying? Because I look at this guy and I'm like, man, that's Superman. I don't care who he is in this show. That's
from the Superman Returns.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I kind of prefer the character of Ray Palmer. You know, I mean, the Atom. He's got more badass than he was Superman. I mean,
I don't know, man. You
he's
can't just
alright,
get shot in the
Superman.
eye and like it not phase you to like some dude that now needs this suit to fly. I mean, to me, that's just it's kind of a letdown.
He doesn't need it.
However,
I mean,
with that being said, I love it. I mean, I think the dynamic of the show is great. I like the way the characters flow
It's awesome.
together. They've essentially took characters from the crossover shows. The Heatwave guy, what's his name? With the Heatwave.
the character, I don't know I can't remember the actor's name at the moment, but the character Mick Rory,
Yeah.
aka Heatwave.
Yeah, so he came from the Flash shows, like that's where I
Yeah, that's where
remember
he
him from.
originally started out
Yeah.
at.
And
then
like he was with that other guy with the ice gun.
Captain Cold.
Yeah. And then now he's with the Legends of Tomorrow, which I think that's great. Them killing off the Docker, like I can't remember what his name is, but the guy that formed or fused with the
Which show are you talking about?
on Legends, he was the flame guy.
Oh, you're talking about Half of Firestorm.
Yeah, Firestorm, that's his name.
He was
So many
Dr.
fire
Martin,
characters.
yeah.
I feel like that whole situation was probably
Well, it was
one of the
great. It was
biggest-
great to see the other half though of Firestorm on the finale of Legends though. You remember the towards the end of the scene where the dude came back and just punched people in the face? That was Jax. That was the other half of Firestorm. So I thought that was pretty cool.
So basically, what you're saying is they brought Firestorm back, like the guy that died.
No, not the guy that died. The other, the young
okay,
guy.
Yeah.
He was on the finale, if you remember, and at the beginning of the season, though, they had a different actor play Martin Stein, which was the older half of, the intelligent half of Firestorm. But since he died in the crossover, at the end of Earth X, they actually brought him up in the Legends. What was it, the first couple episodes? It was one of the first couple episodes as not the same actor, but a younger version of that character, and that's where they introduced the whole Bebo. It was pretty crazy. He went to go get a toy from the store for his daughter, and ended up getting sucked into the Viking Age. That was a trip. And then all the Vikings were like, because of the anachronism, worship Bebo as a god and replaced Christianity. Like America was New Valhalla,
been, like,
and Christmas.
mythology.
Yeah, and Christmas was Bebo Day.
That's so great.
It's been a trip of a season.
I'm definitely, with everything that I've heard about it, I'm definitely going to have to go back and watch some more
Oh, yeah.
Legends. But, with that being said,
Let's get into
we
the
have
Flash.
some better news. So, we all know that at the end of season 2, was it? That
Flash?
Dr. Harrison died? Or season 3, when they were going after...
Oh, no, you're talking about HR.
Yeah, HR
When HR, during Savitar, at the ending, if you've catched it on the CW network or Netflix now. So, Savitar, everybody thought Iris West was going to die, so at the end, HR had that face-changing technology, and so what he did is...
he went out as Iris and ended up basically taking the blade for Iris.
Yeah,
so that means he was dead, okay? So now... in season 4, they brought back,
they brought
three,
Harry from
they got
season
Harry.
2.
Yeah.
And in season 1, Harrison Wells was actually Eobard Thawne wearing Harrison Wells' face.
Right.
From Earth 1, but... So, the clip we're about to show you is actually Harrison Wells' Harry from season 2.
Who is from Universe
Also season
11?
3, no, he's Earth 2.
Earth 2.
He's from Earth 2.
Oh, yeah. Earth, sorry, they don't do universes, I forgot.
Yeah, we got the whole, was it 56, no, it's 53 Earths?
Yeah, something like
that.
Anyways, this is kind of
listed.
confusing if you ask me. So basically, we're going to show the clip and then we'll let you go.
Let us know in the comments what you think, because we're kind of thinking this might be the return. It's gotta be.
Good evening, Dr. Wells. It's been 1,078 days since we last spoke. How's that news service?
Hello, Gideon. A lot has changed since then.
Alright,
What in the heck?
So what y'all think? I mean, this is pretty crazy. Oh, you got the clip?
No, what I'm saying though is like, it blew my mind. Like, I'm thinking this guy is gone. Like, okay, so first of all, he's able to open the door to these people. He's able to, not to these people, to this room that was essentially a safe room for Eobard Thawne.
Yes, Barry knows how to get in there. Caitlin and Cisco know how to get there. Iris even knows how to get in there.
Right.
Harry, nor HR, nor any other Wells except for the evil Wells was never actually Wells. It was Eobard Thawne wearing, Dr. Wells' face pretty much when he did that.
Yeah.
Molecular structure,
Body
reconfiguration,
change.
yeah.
So basically, what we're saying is nobody else knew about this room. So what we're speculating on is Eobard Thawne back?
That's what it looked like to me.
Is the Reverse Flash going to be coming back as a threat?
Do you see how maniacal he, when, when
Right.
Harry just walked in there? I mean, of course, all Wells have the same handprint. They're all from different Earths, but same person. So
The thing
same
about
fingerprints.
it, though, is
He can get in there.
I'm thinking that whenever
maniacal-
Barry went back and
Hello,
messed
Gideon.
up the timeline, I feel like since he can do the same thing, essentially all he's got to do is go back in time to a little bit and get himself from another time.
Well, actually, this is a funny concept that you brought that up. Is I hope all of y'all have watched the crossover series for this past season, because in the Earth X crossover season, in the last 2 episodes of it, their version with the 2 lightning bolts with the Nazi version
the
lightning
Nazi
bolts on
version, the
of
SS
the reverse
bolts.
flash on symbol admits to Barry that he's the same Eobard Thawne, that he ran to that timeline where death even couldn't catch up to him because they removed that Nazi Earth from the timeline, like from any other access from any other Earth in the multiverse. So when he admits to Barry, I'm still alive. I'm going to see you again. He says that after their fight, and Barry let him go. He says, get out of here,
Barry's a
Dawn.
female trapped in a male's body.
No, we're not ripping on the Flash. We're just joking.
Sometimes he lets his feelings decide, and I don't agree with that.
He makes bad decisions a lot.
Okay, first of all, let's just think about it like this. He was Savitar, okay? Because of his decision.
Well, it's actually his remnant.
Well, that's what I'm
The
saying.
time remnant.
But it was still him.
Yeah.
Because of his decision. He fucked with the timeline, in which case it fucked
Drove
with him. It
drove his
him
remnant crazy.
Yeah.
But, no, with this, it's kind of crazy. It might be leading up in the next episode, which I hope. I mean, we could be wrong here. We are not...
I've been wrong before.
Yeah, so we're not 100% accurate on this. But with the way that Dr. Wells, Harrison Wells, Harry walks up to that door, puts his hand on there, is letting the room, okay, even if he didn't know about the room and he found out somehow, he can still get access because it's his handprint.
It's real sketchy that Gideon...
Walking up to Gideon and being so informative of after Gideon says, hello, Mr. Wells,
First
haven't
of all,
talked
hold
to you
on.
in
You're forgetting the
1,078
main point,
days.
though. Like,
He just engaged Gideon
the
like
chip
it
that
was.
he put into the computer before he put his hand to activate
Yeah, Barry
Gideon.
and Iris removed that.
Right, yeah.
They shut Gideon down.
So that would have been gone. So, 1, how did he get that? 2, whenever he did get that, how would he have known where to get it?
And that maniacal look.
Yeah, and 3, like,
There's a
how
lot
would
you've missed out on.
How would Gideon not know that wasn't, him? I mean, Gideon's like this all-knowing supercomputer, basically, from the fucking future. So, we're talking...
Future Barry Allen created, by the way.
So, I mean, we're talking probably, like, a million times better than the PCs that we have nowadays. I mean, like...
Oh yeah, their technology, because Eobard Thawne is from 21st century. He's from 157 years in the future.
So essentially, he's old as fuck. But that's not even the point. The face that he was making, like, the way he was talking, it was real unnerving. It's definitely foreshadowing to be paying attention to.
Here's my theory on it. I mean, we both saw the clip. So here's my theory is, and we could be wrong, I could be wrong. Don't loop him in on it, this is just my guess. But that maniacal look is like, maybe somehow, that helmet that was advancing Harry's mind messed him up, or he got replaced, switched out by Eobard Thawne.
Or that helmet helped align the other universes, and all the information from the universe, Earths, or other Harrys, or whatever, all came together, and now he knows that this is who he is. I mean, think about it.
That would be
the
sick.
Speed Force itself is its own thing, and a speedster is a speedster regardless, right?
Yeah, but you gotta think, HR or Harry, any of the Wells were never speedsters.
Yeah, it was Eobard.
Yeah, it was the Thawnes.
Right.
Now,
so what I'm saying is just because
since
it was
Thawne
a
got
different
erased,
universe.
he could have altered his timeline.
Exactly.
Or
right.
his ancestors, I guess, would be the proper terminology of, intertwined his, possibly, his timeline with another, with an ally from their past to stir it up. We don't know. We'll see.
Who knows? I mean, it could
It's
just
true.
be. It could just be that helmet fucking with Harry, and he's just,
I'm sorry, that look, I think the Reverse Flash kidnapped Harry. I mean, we'll
There's
find
no-
out next week. So next week, Tuesday nights, check out, CW or cable. And if you can't, watch it that night, it comes out on the CW app the next day. So you'll be able to watch it next Wednesday morning.
And for all of you that, can't watch it, there's always YouTube. You can always watch parts of it on YouTube, obviously.
And Supergirl returns next week, next Monday night.
I'm honestly not a big Supergirl fan. I feel like they
Oh,
softened
dude.
her up.
Oh, dude. Cara
Like-
Danvers is awesome.
Supergirl,
Supergirl, I'm rooting
for
her.
being Supergirl, I think she does a good job portraying Supergirl, but I don't feel like Supergirl in this DC Universe I don't feel like it's her. Like, I remember Supergirl from the comic books was way more vindictive. She was way more... She was out to prove herself to Clark Kent, or to Kal-El, you know what I'm saying? Like, she wanted to help him.
They were great on family front, but yes, because you gotta think, the Cara Danvers, and he's talking about from the comics, Supergirl from the comics, a lot of the comics of, in different, portrays of Supergirl,
Yeah, like,
she worked
was
with
violent.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah, she was a
She
violent
was
person.
like Lex Luthor's, like how a lot of times Lex Luthor pretty much wanted to be Superman, be his right hand man. That was her role in those comics.
Well, with her,
she even beat down
he didn't
Superboy
need
because he wouldn't work with Luthor's. And that was actually from the Reign of the Superman comics. If you ever get to check those out.
I don't know. There's also a new show that I've been seeing off and on. I watched it for a few minutes, and it's like, it's basically around the Superman universe. It's
Which one?
about the Krypton. It's called Krypton.
Oh, Krypton. Yeah, I actually have not got to check that out yet, but I've seen all the previews.
I gotta
Brainiac.
tell you, man, I watched probably about 5 minutes of it, and I completely lost interest. It had one of the crystals from the Fortress of Solitude in it, and somebody from the past came to the future to find, Superman's, or
Someone from the future came to the
somebody
past.
from our universe came
to
to
Krypton's past.
Yeah, Krypton's
before
past
it blew up.
to find one of Superman's
His
whether it was
descendants.
one of
his
the,
ancestors.
Yeah, one of
his
them. And gave him this
his
crystal and
father or his grandfather.
told
or
him to
something
find
like
the fortress and so on and so forth. But
that. Yeah, we'll get into that, I think, in the next episode, because
I
I haven't
was
checked it
not
out yet
happy.
besides the previews.
That's
But
definitely-
I'm
would
interested to see it.
I would definitely check it out. Matter of fact, I'll probably put it on the DVR. That way we have it at the fucking house. So whenever you come over, you can
Alright,
watch
yeah,
it.
we return on Sunday.
But with that being said, that's what we wanted to talk about today. I feel like we covered. I feel like we covered a lot of.
Sorry about that, y'all.
I feel like we covered a lot of area that.
Yeah, we got to talk about the Legends of Tomorrow a little bit. We got to, introduce y'all, the fans to the show, which is great. So, Comic Insider, like and subscribe.
We'll have a lot more content coming up, and it will have a better layout as far as screen layouts and everything. But I appreciate everybody watching, and until next time, we're gonna say
Back into the multiverse.
Yep.
Y'all have a great weekend.
Alright, so after that we'll have to edit out
Comic